Hello, good morning and happy Easter to you all. Today is day 3 of our STAMP-AGANZA, and I will apologise. One of my neighbours has decided to get his chainsaw out this morning. He's stopped now, but he literally about 25 past 10 he started like just revving that thing up, and he just little sharp bursts on it, so apologies. We have what do you call it, an accompaniment today. I've got a chainsaw and someone was mowing the lawn as well. They've been very busy bees this morning. So anyway, day 3, we have some new texture stamps today. We've got 3 of them to look at. So morning Lynn, morning Debbie. So I think I know where they are. We'll get going, shall we? Oh, I think Facebook's having a bit of a play up this morning, but we will bear with. So texture stamps, let's see, shall we? Put my cards on top of it, my paper. Right, so we have, are you ready for these? We have our firework. Looks tiny, it's not, there you go. We have our firework. We have our alphabet soup. Again, looks tiny. I turn it over, it's not as tiny as on the packaging. Morning Mum. It is a lovely morning out there. I think that's why he's got his chainsaw out. And we have got square up. So those are our 3 new stamps. We've got firework. I'll turn it over, I didn't show you how big it was. We have alphabet soup, and then we have square up. So there you go. So as always, they don't mean anything like that, do they? We want to see, oh, and don't forget, any orders placed between Friday and Thursday next week, you get your free little stamp on your first order as well. So just remind, I forgot to say that yesterday, didn't I? But we were playing with Polyplay, so I got a bit carried away. Right, so I've got some more samples to show you. We have a lovely little gatefold here. It's only just fitting on the screen. It is A5. There you go, it fits on now. So we've got our square up in the background, and we have our firework. As always, I've teamed it up with the other stamps we have launched this week. This weekend. So this is our Darling Dora Blooms, and then we've got our lovely texture stamps in the back. Don't they look fab? Isn't that big and bright? I love that one. And then, oh, I'm gonna grab that one. So another Dora here for you. This is Dora in full bloom, but look at that background using our alphabet soup. Just really beautiful background. So a bit of brush out and then stamped over the top. How simple but effective is that one? We have got, oh, this is a bit of everything, this one. Check out that background using our alphabet soup. So just a splodgy background, alphabet soup stamped over the top, and then our tag, we've got our square up and our alphabet soup again, and just bringing that it'll be peacock feathers, I think it's peacock feathers, though it looks a bit dark for peacock feathers. So we've got alphabet soup on this one, in the same colour, and then we've got it dragged through to our flower as well, so it all just matches and those colours come through. Next up, I'm trying to do these in a bit of a order, but there we go. So we've got our Dora Blooms again. You can tell I like that one, can't you? And again, all I've done for this one, really simple. I've stamped it in oxide and given it a spritz. How simple is that for a background, but really effective, I think. So you could do this with anything, couldn't you? Just stamp it in your oxide, spritz it until you're happy with it, and then dry it off before you pop your stamp over the top. But fabulous little background, that one. Don't need to do any more with that. It's literally bish bash and bosh, that card, isn't it? Right, and then we'll do this one, I think. We have got our firework on here, so I don't know if you can quite see the background. There you go. So we've got our firework all over in different colours on the back, and I've teamed it up with our starlight there, our big one. And because I'd found my card candy the other day, I've actually put a bit of card candy on that one as well. So there's that one. And then finally, we've got our starlight elegant, I think that one is. Might be, yeah, one of them anyway. So I've just done our starlight, but in the background you can see again I've got that lovely square up. oxide spritzed and then stamped this time, so you get a bit more definition around your squares, and then just teaming it up with our firework, which then the colour's been dragged through for our flower. So you can see really, I think, statement texture stamps this time, aren't they? So we've got, I'm just going to quickly run these back through whilst I think that's my favourite. It has to be. Just so simple. One colour of oxide, well, two if you count the green, and just beautiful background. There you go. As always, I've popped these onto the gallery on our website if you want to go and have a look. There is quite a lot of those on there at the moment, using these lovely stamps, and then you've got that gorgeous gatefold one. So I am going to get making using our stamps. Oh, I was wondering why that one wouldn't go in, but he's hanging over the edge a bit. So let me put them somewhere safe. And then I should have, I've got a lovely little, well, not little, I've got my go-to stamp size, which is my 5x7. Yep. And I'm going to start off with my blocks, because I think my squares even. There we go. You can see this one doesn't come off his block. Right, so I haven't got my colours ready yet. So I'm going to grab a bit of mustard seed, peacock feathers for my background. We're going to end up with, I've got an idea today, can you tell? We're going to have a bit of peeled paint for our foliage. And then I want something bright for our flowers. So I am thinking, I know I go to the same colours all the time, don't I? I am going to do wilted violet. This one. Right, I don't need them for a little bit, but I do need these two. So I'm going to start off with my palest colour, because I'm going for my texture stamp that covers the biggest area. Yeah, I'm going to start off with this mustard seed and our, actually that's going to end up similar colour to that one. Let me just change my colour. Shall I? I'm going to go like that. I'm having a complete revamp. And that. Right, we're going big, bold and bright this morning. So I have got carved pumpkin and a bit of twisted citron here. And I'm just going to stamp it up using my palest colour with my biggest texture stamp to start off. Because like I always say, you can add to, but you can't take away your colours. And I'm going to spritz it before I stamp. Yep. And then I'm just going to stamp it down the edge. I'm going to come in quite a bit, just like that. And then lost my kitchen roll. I had a bit of a tidy up this morning trying to find my ink pad I'd lost yesterday. Still can't find it. But now I probably can't find more because I've tidied things away. So I'm just going to dry this off and then ink it up again. And spritz it again just to finish off this panel on the side of my card. So again, I'm just spritzing it before I stamp. And I'm going to pop it there, I think. Just like that. And it's not as fuzzy as I'd like. Yeah. Not as distressed, I think is the correct term I'm supposed to use. Let's pop it down there. So what I'm going to do is just grab a bit more water. I know I'm adding more water to it. Whoops. So it starts to move a little bit. It's not playing. There it is, it's starting to now. But you can see how much water I'm adding. There we go. Right, it's going to take a bit of drying in this one. just going to block along this edge because can you see it's starting to pool? I'm just going to block that edge. Ooh. And knock the brush out from my pot. And see how it's gone from very, very bold, so now it's quite subtle background. I'm going to dry this off, and I need to make sure it is pretty dry. I'm just slowly making my way down the card, making sure everything is dry as we go. I've got a little puddle just there. It's the only downside of having lots and lots of water, isn't it? Okay, we're getting there, nearly. Just a little bit there. You see all those lovely colours we've got within our twisted section. So we've got the yellows and the greens. Right, that should be done. Just need to dry my desk. So now we need to make a decision. Are we going that side or that side? Might take that side for once. Because I want to use our vine, because I know we used this on the first day. I want to use him today. Oops. I'm not doing this. Everything's sliding everywhere. So we can either put our vine that way, or even... Ooh, I've changed my mind. What we're going to do is we're going to have him dangling dangerously from the top. We might even do a double dangle like that, and then we'll grab one of our little sentiments at the bottom. Right, so alphabet soup time. I know I do get excited about the way this thing sounds, but I do like that dangling. And obviously, because it's alphabet, it's got a direction to it, which is why I faffed a little bit trying to get which way I want my background. And I think that's going to be it. So we're going to have that one dangling down there, and then we'll have a little bit, I think, up there. Just stamp it off the edge as well. Anyway, we're not up to that bit yet. I've got my peel paint and my twisted citron on already, and we have got our gorgeous carved pumpkin. Because I want big, bold and bright for this one. Just going to pop that there. And then where I've got my stamp panel, we are just going to stamp a bit more of our alphabet soup, because I think it looks cool. And you can't really go wrong with it. I'm just stamping it up wherever I fancy. Add a little bit more in on this one. And here. I'm just going to pop that there. So you can see I've taken it quite a way across my card. But I think those two colours look really good together. You've got those lovely little, that square up in the background, and then you've got our alphabet soup. Just give that a bit of a dry. And I'm going to be a good girl and put it back on its stamping block. And it's acetate easy. And then because I want to go over with my VersaFine Clay, I just need to give this a quick dry. because we know VersaFine Cloud doesn't like going over the top of wet distress oxide. I'm just making it so I'm taking some of the reasons why I won't stamp properly away. There we go. Just noticed I got most of that orange ink on my desk. There we go. I'm going to lay it out. Oh. And I just need to grab my poly plate and my poly mount and my vine. I'm just going to pop him on there. So this is the wandering vine. Get it inked up. Right there. I'm going to start, like I say, with a long dangly one. I think he must have heard me with his chainsaw. So we're going to go all the way down with this one. Oops, not sure if I caught my card then. Give it a real good press. There's that one, and I'm going to do exactly the same, but not quite as much dangling down this time. Oops. Right, I'm getting myself in a pickle to clean my desk. I'm going to ink this up. I don't actually need to ink it all up, I just need to ink a bit of it up so I know where I want it. Oops. And I think it's gonna go about there. Only because I'm being lazy so I don't have to mask. Just like that. So we've got our two lovely looking vines on there. And then I've decided, because we're going to get a completely different colour, so for example this flower, when I colour it, if I coloured it on here, it's going to be lovely and purple, whereas if I colour in this one, we're going to have the twisted citron and we're going to have that carved pumpkin trying to fight through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my vine twice, and then we can use whichever flower head we need. I just need to grab a scrap piece of card. I'm going to ink him up again. And I could be picky and just ink up my flower heads. But then I'd have to think and plan, so it's just easier for me to do the whole stamp. There's that one, and we're going to do the other one. Turn him around. And I have cut my card down to 4.5 be 6.5, won't it? So I might even have some of these flower heads overhanging. There we go. Right, so let me pop that down there. I'm not being a good girl and putting my stamps away, am I? And then again, because I'm going to be adding water to this, I want to make sure it's nice and dry, because we know versifying clay will bleed if it's not dry. Once it's dry, it's permanent, but it needs to be dry first. There we go. So what I'm going to do first is, I've not decided. My brain's going, do we want to cut the leaves out as well? Why, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound and all that. So what I'm going to do first is just grab my peel paint and test it on one of these. Oops, there's way too much water. Got no chance of it going over the top. Oh no, I think that'll be fine, won't it? Have a look. There you go. I think that will look fine. I'm just going to grab some more peel paint and some green bits. I always start off with my foliage, don't I, first? I think it's like building up, isn't it? So once you know you're happy. Turn it around. Just go in on this side. I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to treat those little dots on this one as little buds, so little green buds coming out of our leaves. Sometimes I do it the same colour as my flowers, other times they can be little buds. And I just need to do our stalk. I'm just going to add a little bit more to this one. Got these fighting a bit with that background. There we go. And we'll turn it around. It's looking very green, isn't it, at the moment? But that's okay, we've not added our colour yet. I'm just filling in my stalk as well. Bringing that down. Dunk, dunk. Right, so I think that looks okay at the moment. What I might do is just add a little bit of green to these bits, because I know I'm going to cut it out and stick them on, but you never know, do you? Sometimes my cutting out doesn't quite go to plan. So I'm just going to add a little bit of green So if I don't line it up or I don't cut it out quite right, you will see the green bits rather than the... There we go. Right. I know I need green for me flowers, but I'd rather have put fresh on my table for my flowers. Oops. There you go. Definitely don't need much for this bit. I'm going to work on my flowers now on here. So, just like I did a minute ago. Start off pale. And I'm just going to whip through these. So I'm putting down my pale colour and then I'm just going to add more to it. There we go. But really simple. All of the flowers are really simple to colour in. And I think it's because they're quite, well, they are doodles, aren't they? Just make it a little bit easier to... There we go. And I need to do my other vine. Come on. Paint these down. And just start adding a bit more colour to our vines. Oops. Last one. Right. There we go. Done with my green this time. Need me purple now. Just spray my table. Okay. Right. So we have our beautiful wilted violet to sit on top of this one. Hopefully to make it all jump out. I'm going to add quite a bit of purple to my table to start with. Oh, excuse me. And then again, oops, that's very watery. We're just going to come back in, put a very pale layer down. Again, I'm not being fussy when I do this because I want to try and keep some of those white bits in, you know, where the lines around it have got these bits here. So I want to keep some of these white bits in it, so I'm just adding in, being careful not to go over my black lines. Don't matter if I do, but you know. It's also nice to, it's nice to try and stay in with the lines for once. It's quite hard for me to stay in the lines, to be honest. I'm a bit of a messy grafter, if you haven't gathered. So again, I'm just going to go back and just start picking. Oh, that's very dark. A bit darker than I'd like on that one, but that's okay. I might not have to use that one. So again, I'm just going to flick a little bit out. Just keep going. It is easier to do these so they come towards you. See? And these ones I need to start from scratch on. There's me thinking I've done it. Not quite. I'm just going to start again. going in paler, though that looks quite dark. Again, I'm not worrying about making sure everything gets to the lines because a little bits of white in there do look quite good. This one's definitely turning out a bit darker. You can see all the little white patches I've left in there. Right, so now we just need to do a little bit of just like that. Everybody's out and about today. Someone else mowing the lawn now. It is beautiful out there. There we go, right. Oh, one more. Right. I am quite happy with that. I'm going to leave that there for a second whilst I just grab this one, because I want to just do a little bit of splatterage. Just to bring, at the moment I've got purple on my foreground but nothing on my background, so I just want to bring the two together. So just a little bit of purple. There we go. Clean out my brush. And tidy off my, so I am going to dry these two before I do anything else, because if I don't, when I come to start cutting it out, I'm going to get inky pinkies everywhere, aren't I? There we go. So before I do anything else, I just want to have a quick root in my ribbon box. Now the lady was in this the other day, so nothing's where it was, if that makes sense. I either want some nice organza purple or white. I can find green. Haha. Ooh, that's a bit big. Check the size of that out. It's huge. Now I'm being picky, aren't I? I did say I wanted organza white. Not quite that big though. Go from one extreme to the other, look at the size of that one. But this one will do. He is a good stamp, isn't he? The Wandering Vine. You can do so much with it. Well, that's the thing. It looks so impressive, but you don't have to do that much with it. Oops. thought I'd seen the end of it somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap some of this round here. It's not that hard to wrap ribbon around a card, is it? I mean, obviously is today for me. And I know I have got those lovely flower heads we need to add in a minute, but that's okay. So I have done a bit too much there. Maybe I'll just do once round. I was looking for about an inch thick organza, but this one will do. There we go. You all know I'm not very good at bows. I'm just going to tie that around there. I didn't want a bow, I wanted a just tied. And then we can get this stuck. Well, before I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of tape. There it is. On the back. So it just keeps that ribbon in check whilst we do our gluing. Oops. There we go. And now I'm going to actually construct my card to then go back and add my flowers, because otherwise I will lose all those flower heads when we start cutting them out. So this way I can cut them out and stick them on at the same time. I'm just going to stick this on here. Take the backing off this tape as well. If it's on there, we might as well use it, hadn't we? Whoops, it's all stuck up my nail. It must like me. Gone now. Okay, I'm just going to pop this on here. Oops. Move that way a little bit, dear. Thank you. There we go. I was trying to move my ribbon then. And you can see we have some flowers that are behind our ribbon. So it's going to be one of those cases of we choose what's in front and what's behind. So I know I need every single one for this one. So let's start on this side. And I'm just going to chop this one up. And again, you know me, I like to leave a bit of a border because it does really help with my cutting out. And I've just left a little bit of the stalk as well. So this was that one. And what I think I'm going to do is pop that so it's coming over that ribbon. Yep. That goes there like so. And he can go like that. Next is this one, so I'm going to cut the whole flower out again. Oops. And I am doing this super fast because otherwise you guys will get bored of me cutting out. But he is a lovely one, as you can tell. Super easy to do. And this one I think is going to go, I'm going to stick this one behind. So I'm just going to use my glue for this one, because can you see his joiny bit, his stem stalk is, oh no, I'm not, I'm going to stick it on top because it's going to go over the edge. And there you go, just make that work a little bit for us. There we go. And then next, I'm just going to keep working our way down until, and of course I've done this really quick, so you know, you can add your white gel pens to add a bit of highlight on there, a little bit of glossy accents to put a few like dewdrops or something. Imagine if you did this as like a sympathy card, and you could use your glossy accents for a little bit of rain if you stuck to your hickory smoke and weathered wood kind of colours. There we go. Next I'm going to do the whole thing again. And of course, if you're worried about popping it into an envelope, like this one is sticking over a little bit, so you could just chop it down if you wanted to, or size up your envelope a bit. See, that one's just staying on. Then we've got this one at the bottom. So again, just round. And if you wanted to add like stamens and things on one of the starlight sets, you've also got your stamens to add on if you wanted to. So you can see how all the sets work together. There we go, and now we're going to turn our attention to this one. So I'm actually going to start at the bottom because I know I've got a full flower here and a full one here. Again, super fast cutting. I should have had this on like the old Krypton Factor or Challenge Amica. Who can cut out a flower super fast? Right, this one's okay, so we're going to take this one next. Oops. There we go. And then the next ones we're going to have to faff a little bit with. But how pretty is that starting to look? Yeah? Right, we don't need much of this one at all. So I'm going to cheat, I'm not going to cut much of it out. There we go. And I'm actually going to be I was going to say a little bit naughty, but it's not naughty. I'm trying to make it easier for me. For once, I'm actually going to stick my foam pad straight onto the card, because normally you stick it on the back of what you want to 3D, so that it doesn't show when you come to stick it down. However, in this case, you want, I needed it to go in a set place, didn't I? I've lost my big choppy scissors. Where have they gone? I have to use these ones. So all I'm going to do with this is just chop it. I'm going to hold it and chop it overly. There we go. So there's that one. And then we need this one. I've ended up using them all, haven't I? I didn't think I had. I'll do exactly the same with this one as well. Again, I'm just going to stick that on here. And then we'll come and position. I only need to cut a smidgen off this one. And then finally, this one really doesn't need much, does it? So I'm just going to come along, chop this one. But by this time you are in a habit of cutting them out, so they don't actually take that long to cut out when you've done this many. I am going to just pop another little bit on there. There we go. I could have popped the square one straight in the corner, couldn't I? Would have been so much easier. And we're just going to plop it over the top. And then we can snip it this time. There we go. And then the final thing we need is put all my bits. I've actually got a little rubbish bag on my desk today. I know, makes a change. I've tried to be a little bit more organised, and because I can see more of my desk, because I was looking for the ink pad. It fits. Right, so we have got our card. We just need to do our sentiment, and I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to use one of the stamps we have launching tomorrow. Let me grab this one. And there we go. What's that done? There it is. It's all stuck together. So I am going to do that one. So you've not seen this. This is one of tomorrow's, and I just need a little bit, and I need a little bit of silver. Yay! And we're all good to go. And a stamping block would be quite nice as well, wouldn't it? There we go. I'm going to stamp this teeny tiny saying right in the bottom. There we go. Give it a quick whiz with the heat gun, because I've got to this point with no inky pinkies. Don't want to start now, do I? I'll stamp that very straight. Where have I put, there it is. Where have I put my guillotine in my big tidy up this morning? Not that you can see much of my desk now. I always manage to make it look messy, my desk. There you go, I'm just eyeballing. Oh, not a very good eyeball. Let's go back in. That's a bit better. I need to pop that onto my silver because I've got a silver mat on my card, so I'm just matching that up. A little bit of glue. There we go. And then we will start with this one. And then all I'm going to do to finish off is find somewhere to put my guillotine. It's a good start. And I'm going to have to chop my foam pads up because I think they're a bit too wide for my saying. Right. Oh, I was going to do it flat. Never mind. There we go. So I've just popped that little saying at the bottom of our card. There you go. Put my pin back in my glue. Otherwise I won't be able to use that tomorrow. Excuse me. So for that one, hello Cordula over on YouTube. Good morning to you. We've nearly finished now. So for this one we have used our brand new, where'd my stamps gone? There they are. We have used our square up and our alphabet soup. Yep, so the other new one we had today was our firework, and don't forget any orders, well, any orders between last Friday and Thursday coming up, I can't remember the dates off the top of my head, I think it's the 4th, isn't it? Thursday the 4th. You'll get your free little stamp with as well on your first order. There you go. Right, do you want me to show you those samples really quickly again? Because I know I've not used the firework one. So if I just whiz through and find you the fireworks. So alphabet spaghetti, alphabet soup, I'm going to keep saying that, aren't I? That lovely block, such a statement. There you go. There's one of our firework. Block and firework, our, sorry, square up and firework. And then finally, again, our square up and firework. They do all work really well together, and I love that square up because I think it just adds a lovely background. It's really subtle on that one, isn't it? If I hold it up, yeah, it is there, but it's really subtle. I might have overspritzed it, to be honest, but I think it still works quite well. So there you go, today's new stamps for you. So 3 texture stamps today. Sorry, I thought I pressed the wrong button then. So yeah, 3 new texture stamps today. I hope you've enjoyed that. I love how it all just starts to work together. You can see I was really excited about these new ones, can't you? So we are back tomorrow, 10:30 again, with our final releases for our Stamp-AGANZA weekend, which are our minis, our middies even, so the little square ones. Lots of different things tomorrow. So I do hope you can join me then, 10:30 tomorrow. And whilst I've got you, don't forget today is the last day for you to sign up for April. I had to look at the date, then you could tell. Like, I can't even remember what month I'm in. Is your last chance to sign up for April's monthly make. You have until midnight tonight to do that, because that'll be going out on Tuesday. So thank you for joining me this morning. Do take care, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your lovely sunny day. Because it's still, I'm not going to say that word again because it's still there. That big yellow thing's still outside. Quite a nice day out there. So do enjoy the rest of your day, and I do hope you can join me tomorrow at 10:30 for our final new releases for this Stamp-AGANZA weekend. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.